What's up guys, infyte here, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today I'll be discussing some potential future updates and DLC for Super Mario Party Jamboree. I know the game just released less than a week ago, but I already have tons of ideas for potential updates. My channel has been blowing up recently, and it is all thanks to you wonderful people who support and subscribe to my channel, which has caused my channel to get 3,000 watch hours, which means memberships are finally on the way. I can't thank y'all enough for the support I've received, and make sure to stay tuned for special membership perks within the coming months. So without further ado, make sure to like, subscribe, and share the video with others if you enjoyed, and let's get started. So first things first, I want to talk about some of the post-launch updates and patches we can see. The most obvious patch is regarding the Party Planner track, which has a few issues in the game. The main issue is not being able to restart minigames via the pause menu, which is something that could be fixed very easily without much effort put into it. After 100%ing the story mode, I was very annoyed this wasn't an option, considering how it is such a basic and simple quality of life feature. Next up is the character restrictions in certain modes, specifically Paratroopa's Flight School, Koopathlon, and Bowser's Kaboom Squad. Paratroopa's Flight School restricts players to only be able to use Mario and Luigi, which absolutely makes no sense in the grand scheme of things, since there are no imposter characters in the mode. There are over 20 playable characters, and there is no reason why you can't play as whoever you want. Next up is Koopathlon and Bowser's Kaboom Squad. I kind of understand why you can't play as Bowser in this mode, but at the same time I don't. Imposter Bowser was created in order to allow Bowser to be playable as well, but for some reason, you can't play as him in these two modes, despite being able to play the Koopathlon minigames as Bowser in Minigame Bay. The inconsistencies are crazy in this game, and since they created a whole new version of Bowser just to allow for Bowser to be playable, it kind of defeats the reasoning for not allowing him to be playable in these two modes. Next up are the Jamboree Buddies. This is a very much needed update in my opinion. I have played over 12 hours of Jamboree, and the Jamboree Buddy system needs some work. The inconsistencies for how often the buddies spawn is kind of stupid. You could get a buddy on the 2nd turn or the 8th turn. The game is completely random when they spawn. There should be a specific pattern for when the buddies spawn. For example, there should be 2 turns without the ally, then they spawn, and when they leave, there's 2 turns without them, and then they spawn, and the cycle continues throughout the game. I've had 10-turn games with 1, 2, and even 3 allies show up, but also 15-turn games with only 1 showing up at the very end. There's absolutely no consistency with the mechanic, and it's very annoying when you're waiting for like 5 turns for that first ally to appear. Another problem with these Jamboree Buddies is the lack of variety. I knew this would be an issue when we found out there would only be 10 allies. I feel like the same 3 allies always show up on the board, Mario, Yoshi, and Donkey Kong, and it always feels so bland without any kind of variety. The magic of the allies in Super Mario Party was that you didn't know who you would get, and each set of allies would be different in each game. In this game, the allies we have are so repetitive and feel so bland compared to the allies in Super Mario Party. I'd love to see more characters get added as Jamboree Buddies, like Toad, Toadette, Birdo, and Bowser. We don't necessarily need abilities for every character, even though that would be amazing. Some ideas I had were for Toad, you could turn your dice rolls into payroll dice for 3 turns, Toadette could give you protection from losing coins or stars, and Bowser could just skip a player's turn. Just a few ideas that could be easily put into fruition if Nintendo wanted to add them. Next up, I want to talk about the missing modes in this game, specifically the 2v2 mode. Many past Mario Party games have included a 2v2 mode, but in particular, the Partner Party mode from Super Mario Party was probably my favorite mode in Mario Party history, even topping the regular party mode in other Mario Party games. I know that is very controversial, but something about it had a special charm that isn't in Jamboree. Even a basic 2v2 mode would be great to add in via a free update. Next up, I want to talk about Amiibo. Recently, people have noticed that on the North American box art for Super Mario Party Jamboree, there's an Amiibo compatibility noticed on the back of the box art. Well, this just could be an oversight, considering we haven't had a new wave of Mario series Amiibo since 3D Worlds in 2021. I think it's time Nintendo released a new wave. There are 8 characters in Jamboree without a Super Mario series Amiibo figure. These include Toadette, Pauline, Birdo, Bowser Jr., Shy Guy, Monty Mole, Spike, and Ninja. Considering most of these characters are mainstays at this point, I think it's safe to say we will be getting some form of Amiibo support via a free update. Finally, I would like to touch base on some potential DLC. While going into this, I decided to primarily disregard the NPCs can't be playable rule, but if a character is an NPC, it will impact their chances. I considered many characters including Hammer Bro, Blooper, Bob-omb, Magikoopa, Chuck, and even a Piranha Plant. But at the end of the day, I decided on 4 characters, 2 heroes, 1 new and 1 returning, and 2 villains, also 1 new and 1 returning. These characters are Diddy Kong, Nabbit, Drybones, and Petey Piranha. These 4 characters are some of the rare occurrences of NPCs being in the game but not having a reaction associated with them. If you didn't know, each character has a set of 3 unique reactions. There are also many other reactions featuring generic NPCs that anyone can use. These 4 specific characters are featured in the game, yet do not have a generic reaction associated with them. As common as these characters are, it is very surprising that they don't have a reaction in-game, while NPCs that show up in one minigame like Cooligan do. There's also the argument that 3 of the 4 characters don't have stickers either. Diddy Kong in particular is the only one of the past playable characters to not have a sticker in-game, which is very suspicious. I think these characters are the most likely to be introduced as DLC, because the returning characters are mainstays in the series that were notably absent, while the 2 newcomers are highly fan-requested and are obvious choices for DLC. I believe that the roster will also be reorganized to accommodate for these new characters, as the current organization is one of the worst I've ever seen. I decided to move Rosalina and Pauline next to Wario and Waluigi, because they seem to fit with the rest of the humans. Toad and Toadette switch spots because of common sense. I have no idea why this isn't already the case. Yoshi has been moved after Toad and Toadette, and Birdo has been moved from the bottom row to the top row next to Yoshi, as she could be next to him like in other games. Nabbit finishes off the top row next to Birdo, as he is considered a hero in this scenario. DK and Diddy remain on the bottom row, with Diddy taking Birdo's old spot. Bowser Jr. is now immediately following Bowser. For some reason, this was like this in Super Mario Party as well. Monty Mole is now next to Goomba because they feel like a great duo in this game. Same goes with Koopa and Spike, as they feel like partners. Shy Guy was moved to be next to Ninja near the end of the row, since they are both ninja characters and debuted in Super Mario Bros. 2. Boo is the final character from the base game on this row, specifically because of the addition of Drybones immediately following him, and the 2 were a pair in older Mario Party games. Petey Piranha ends off the row as he is kind of the lone character, along with Nabbit. As for the boards, I would like to see 2 additional boards. One retro board that I think should return is Creepy Cavern from Mario Party 3. This board is very beloved, and I think it is one of the most unique boards from what we currently have. The other board would be brand new and would have a space theme. I'm calling this board Cosmic Quest, and the main gimmick of this board would be that a spaceship is in the middle of the board, and every time somebody lands on the event space, it'll power up a certain amount based on fuel it gets from a roulette, which will make you pay a certain number of coins, which act as fuel. The spaceship will need 50 coins as fuel, combined from everybody who has landed on it. Once it has been fully powered up, the spaceship will blast off, and whoever landed on it last will get to ride in the spaceship and get a star as a souvenir when the spaceship lands. There would also be a meteor item, which would cause this spaceship to blast off immediately, with nobody inside, and end up crashing, causing all the players in the middle circle of the board to lose half of their coins. This would be a great addition to the current board lineup, and I think this would easily become my favorite in the game. I also think we will see around 38 new minigames, one of which will be a boss minigame, and 5 will be showdown minigames for Toad, Toadette, Diddy Kong, Birdo, and Bowser. The new boss minigame will be against a giant penguin, where you will roll snowballs and send them into a snowblower to attack him. The DLC will be put into 2 packs, the Retro Pack and the Debut Pack. The Retro Pack will feature Drybones and Diddy Kong as playable characters, along with Creepy Cavern and 15 retro minigames and 1 showdown minigame, while the Debut Pack will feature Petey Piranha and Nabbit as playable characters, along with Cosmic Quest and 15 brand new minigames and 1 boss minigame for $12.99 for each pack. The 2 can be bundled together for about $20. With all that out of the way, thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to this channel and my vlog channel. Make sure to join the Discord linked in the description, and be on the lookout for memberships coming very soon. Love y'all, take care, and bye-bye.